All right, it's time now for players only. We got Jerry Azumah to my right, Corey Wotton, Lance Briggs to my left, and a lot to talk about, boys. Right around the time Carm was saying that he wasn't nervous at all. I know Briggs started walking around. You seemed a little nervous.
Started pacing.
Yeah.
Pacing, it seems like the Bears are going to find a way to lose this game and somehow manage to find a way to win the game. Yeah. So it would, found ourselves in an interesting surprise, a pleasant, surprising moment.
Here's a question: was there any screaming that went on?
There was a lot of screaming.
There was a lot of screaming.
Not from this guy.
Oh, okay.
Very not important. From the Briggs, from the Braggs.
I know that.
It definitely came from the Braggs, not the Briggs.
Braggs is screaming.
You thought I was Mariah Carey the way I was screaming in there.
The octaves were high.
You were screaming?
Excited.
High.
Yeah, we were excited.
Yeah. Screaming. Wow.
Yes, you were.
I was like, there were a lot of steps too, just with the amount of running around.
Oh yeah,
too.
Yes.
If somebody was downstairs, they would have heard the boom going.
They would have been.
They were probably screaming too.
Okay, what is your Zoom? I'll start with you. Your feelings on the defense?
Oh,
yeah,
today
was not good at all. I think they gave up 15 points in about 49 seconds or something crazy like that. At the end, they were just trying to. It seemed like they were trying to find ways to just kind of self-destruct, and it was. We didn't like that. I didn't not like to see that at all. The defense has to figure out ways to put things together and make sure that they can just dominate and just wrap up this win and not make
big
it go
plays
anywhere else.
Yep.
But they got caught on a lot of plays.
Yeah.
And they paid the price for it, and they had to kind of go through that. But at the end, they won the game. They figured out ways to win the game. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I think when I'm looking at that, obviously Austin Booker had that great rush we talked about. Used the long arm stab on the inside, depleted him, got the sack fumble, Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
But there's not enough of that consistent pressure. And when I look at what the Bears have done well, exotic blitz looks, bringing other linebackers, defensive backs, I think that's what they got to continue to do, because you look at even at the end of the game, right, the Hail Mary.
Yep.
And we talked about this. Do not rush with just three. They
Yeah,
brought
bring
five or six people.
especially with this quarterback.
You got the ball out quick.
Right. Show me you doing your homework.
Exactly. So a little press coverage, bring some more people. You're going to get the ball out quicker. You get turnovers, things of that nature, just because they can't generate that consistent pressure with four.
And typically when you ride around 40, quarterbacks develop the noodle arm. You know what I mean? So you want to expose the noodle arm a little bit,
That was a noodle arm.
That was definitely a noodle arm. Yeah, he's short. You're right,
You stretched it out a little bit too much.
I think both defenses were atrocious. You talk about, the Bears almost had 600 yards. The Bengals almost had 500 yards. I think the biggest difference in the numbers, Bears weren't atrocious stopping the run. Right. They gave up, I think, 46 yards rushing. The Bengals were atrocious against the pass and the run. And for us, it was about the big play. It was really about the big play. We have to stop the big plays. There was one where, it was Nahshon and T. Higgins. T. Higgins had a huge day. But, you probably couldn't defended it much better. It was a heck of a play. The problem is that there were about 5 more big plays that happened. It couldn't just be that one. We have to stop the big play. You stop the big play, it's a whole different ball game for the Bears.
Look, there's no secret that they were going to T also. Yep. I mean, they were targeting him left and right. And you're right. They did stop the run. So you have to try to make this team one-dimensional.
Yep.
But at the same time, you know that, okay, they can't run on you, so they have to pass the ball. They're going to T. So I want to see everyone getting physical with T. Especially at the line of scrimmage. Like, try to take him away as soon as possible. And at the same time, we've been talking about this for the full year.
Yep.
We need more of a pass rush. Where is it? Like, they do have spurts where they have good moments in time, but like you said, the consistency has to be there. And if this team can stay consistent with a pass rush, then I think that they can do some damage.
Joe Flacco damn near had a walker. You know what I mean? Like he couldn't. Right, he had a sprained AC joint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Slow as molasses.
Slow as molasses. He had a walker.
He was not uncomfortable in the pocket.
Not at all.
Exactly.
Not at all.
Especially coming down the stretch, he was not uncomfortable at all.
He was on the money.
He was on the money. He was nice and relaxed.
Yeah.
He was telling everybody where to go, and he was executing that offense.
Yeah.
So what does Austin Booker need to do, though, to get on the field more? Because I can't wait to see what the snap counts are. It felt like even after he made that big play, to get the sack, strip, fumble, which was a huge play in the game. I'm still looking out there late in the game, and I don't know if you guys realize this. Dio left. Dio got hurt in this game. He didn't come back.
5-5 got hurt.
And
5-5 don't get hurt.
But it was Daniel Hardy.
in there.
Daniel Hardy's in there instead of Austin Booker, who already changed the game with you. So I don't get it.
Yeah, I think there's something they don't like Austin Booker because he had a great training camp. I think it's about the run game. I think they think he's too light. He can't play the run.
But they couldn't run the ball.
But at that point, they had to throw it.
I know.
They had to throw it.
I think there's something that they don't like about him because he's arguably the best pass rusher right now.
Listen, you guys, here's the thing about games like this. You know, consistency is built over time. It's not built – anybody can have a flash in the pan. Anybody can be a flash in the pan. Anybody can come out and they have a great game. You know, Monangai had a hell of a game today. It still hasn't built any consistency. Yep. What he has done is he's shown us is a flash of of his potential. All right, he probably earned more carries into the next game because this isn't the first time that he's looked good carrying the ball. Now, Austin Booker had a hell of a play. He had a sack. You know, he has to build consistency over time. You know, there's a reason why he's the guy that after he had that sack, we didn't see him again. There's a reason why we haven't seen a lot of him since he hasn't been injured. You know, just like you were saying, there's a reason for it, and all of us have been behind the scenes, and we know that reason. The guys that are in that locker room know the reason. We don't necessarily know it right here.
Because the thing I'm confused about is because last year I think he really flashed some of those games, pass rush wise, had a really good training camp. He
kills it in the preseason.
Yeah.
He's a preseason killer.
He was also hurt too.
Yeah, he was hurt. But you kind of wonder with the struggles that they've had, why not give him a shot? You have nothing to lose at this point. Yeah. Guys getting locked on blocks and things of that nature.
We need a spark from somewhere.
He goes over there and depletes a pretty decent left tackle.
I hear it. Listen, you've been in the room with the D linemen.
Yeah.
You know, we were in the room with Shea McClellan. You know, we were in the room with certain guys where Rob Marinelli said we called this guy, his nickname is Iron Deer. All right, Jerron Gilbert, he said his nickname is Iron Deer. Yeah, but we've seen him. He jumped out of a 3-foot pool. You know what I mean? He saw his highlights. You know what I mean? The guy's got to be good. Yeah, well, we call him Iron Deer because you ever seen a deer in headlights? They don't move.
Man.
There's always a reason. That's all.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I did appreciate CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, he stepped right in, you know, in a hostile, situation, but he was able to obviously make a big sack. Make a big play, but he was also effective in the run game as well. But I really like him at that nickelback position. I think that he's going to be an absolute dog for this team moving forward.
He's been a dog everywhere
he is. Too. Yeah, he's a football player, and he feels. It looks like the way that I saw him play, it looked like he felt very comfortable with being in his defense already.
Exactly. Another thing we were talking about is when Caleb is scrambling in the pocket as a defender. How hard is that when you got 10 to 12 seconds and you got to cover somebody? You guys can kind of touch on that.
It's impossible.
Yeah. So that's why I'm so surprised that they haven't figured out the scramble drill.
Because he does it
every single time.
Yeah, today was it was hard. We couldn't tell what he was looking downfield at because it didn't seem like anybody was open.
This is to me, it reminds me of Tony Romo. And this is where the Jason Witten's, get into the Hall of Fame because when he would scramble, he's always looking for a Jason Witten. And Jason knows that. So he knows when that scramble's about to happen, I'm already cutting right now. Get myself into a position that he can throw this ball to me.
But sometimes the scramble doesn't need to happen. I feel like there was certain situations where Caleb could have stayed in the pocket and then moved up in the pocket and delivered the throw. It seems like when he gets a little uncomfortable, he likes to spin out right away, either to the left or to the right, and then just try to make plays from there. But he has time. Like there are certain situations where he does have time and he can step up into the pocket. He doesn't always have to spin out.
I disagree with you. with you because I, Corey, and Adam, we don't live in the movie that he's in. He's in the movie Mission Impossible.
He always seems like he's in panic. It always seems like it's a panic.
Starring in Mission Impossible 4.
It's like flashing lights, panicking, loud
There was
music.
a lot of that today.
Yeah.
It did seem like it.
A lot of chaos in that pocket.
If he could just stay composed in the pocket and deliver some of these strikes,
On
Loveland and
time.
company.
Yeah,
That's what it is, the timing of stuff. Because guys are open, and sometimes when he tries to force it in there, that's where we've seen him turn it over or they bat it down. So
you should know where the ball's going to go pre-snap.
You should definitely have an idea.
And that did not seem like it was the case today. It felt like there were almost zero throws where it's like snap, 1, 2, 3, bam.
Boom.
Like,
Exactly.
and we've seen some of that this season,
Yeah.
but it wasn't today in Cincinnati.
Well, look at Jared Goff, what he did with Ben Johnson. There were so many of those rhythm and timing throws.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom.
Dinking
1, 2,
and
3,
dunking.
boom.
Yeah.
Down the field, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you take a shot to Jamison Williams or something like that. So it's just not clicking. But the crazy part is the stats and the production, even
Yeah.
despite playing pretty bad at times.
That's going to be that argument. It's all well, the numbers, there hasn't been a rookie that's done it like this and that. But
Skewed.
sit down and watch a game
Yeah.
from start to finish, and you tell me the same thing.
Yeah.